Mr. Brightside joining in. Princess Grace behind them. Darts up underneath of them. And I Wish I Win's got out and coming as well. Mr. Brightside up to Alligator Blood at the 100. Then I Wish I Win, Princess Grace. Mr. Brightside fends them off and wins again. Mr. Brightside has won it from a photo between I Wish I Win, Princess Grace, then Alligator Blood. Seriously, a terrific Group 1. All the big names fought it out. It was a grandstand, Memsy. But Mr. Brightside wins again.
Well, that was last year's Group 1 Menzies Stakes. You can see how I Wish I Win finished into the second spot. That was ahead of his charge in the Everest, where he did obviously finish in second spot. I had the pleasure of catching up with Katherine Coleman yesterday afternoon, and she filled us in how last year's preparation is comparing to this year.
Yeah, look, we're a slightly different preparation this time around leading into the Everest. It's worked out really well because last year he didn't have the ideal lead-up run and we had to be a little bit creative and go via the Memsey. But this year it works out well because he can run in the Moya, which then gives him 3 weeks to the Manikato and another 3 weeks to the Everest. And we know he loves his 3-week breaks between runs. So like I said, it's mapped out really, really nicely.
We are obviously at the very start of September, a couple of months away from the Everest itself. Whereabouts is he in his preparation?
Yeah, look, he's ready to go. So he'll be back at the races next Saturday. He'll have one more gallop on Tuesday morning leading into that, but he's really good in condition. He's had the one jump out leading into it. There's still plenty of improvement to come. So whatever we see first up in the Moya, 1,000 metres at the Valley, they're probably going to be a little bit sharp for him. But I think it'll bring him on really nicely. And when we see him there in 3 weeks' time over the 1,200 metres, I don't think he'll be too far away.
In terms of how he was last year, have there been any changes from last season to this season?
They probably have a little bit, just in the fact that he raced through the Queensland winter this year and spelled up there in Queensland as well, which the weather up there is just beautiful. Down here in Victoria, our winters are miserable and cold, and the horses often spell and come back in with a coat on them like a Shetland pony. Whereas when they spell up in Queensland, they just come back, they look immaculate. They've got summer coats already, and you just feel like you're that little bit more, I guess, forward. When they've spelled down here, sometimes it feels like you're sort of chasing your tail a little bit and you're behind the 8 ball. But look, yeah, he's in really, really good order this year.
In terms of the Everest itself, no doubt you've been keeping a close eye on how the field is shaping up, and Jolly Star looks to be the latest star on the rise, I suppose you could say. But what have you made of her?
Yeah, look, it's going to be such a brilliant addition of the race. You've got the up-and-comers that are coming through and they're so exciting and they look like they could be anything, but they've sort of got to keep improving to mix it with the tried and tested seasoned campaigners like our boy here. So look, I just think it's going to be a fantastic race, which is brilliant for racing in itself. So it's going to be a really, really exciting build-up.
Honestly, Trackside and New Zealand, who are obviously the slot holders again, we're so excited to do the build-up with you. It was so much fun last year and we went oh so close. So everyone's really in behind it and looking forward to what's to come.
Yeah, definitely. No, look, it's going to be a very exciting few months.
And you mentioned he's right there beside you. He's loving a scratch. He looks like he's at his brilliant best.
Yeah, he loves a little bit of attention and he does love a scratch. He starts trying to groom you back.